So now I'm going to walk you through how I go about doing my Audacity files. So I open Audacity, I import my files. So the first thing I usually start with is my music. Then I bring in my intro. Then I bring in my actual interview. And like I said in my previous slides, I typically edit my audio files, which are up here, when I brought them down from freeconferencecall.com. And I will edit those first before I import them to get my final files, which are down here. So then I would go to the interview, and number 9 happens to be Marichelle. So I open her, and in there I did an intro for her. You'll see here. But I'm not going to do that here because you don't need it. You'll also see that I did an intro for Elliot up here, and I did a Tori Lloyd intro as well. They had a specific introduction that was specific to them. So then I got my interview, and then I go my SMP contact final, which is where I talk about if you want to file a complaint for Medicare fraud, to call us. And then I'll end it with my music file again. So I've got my music, I've got my intro, which is just the Cove sponsorship. I've got my interview, I've got whatever intro I do for that specified interviewee, and then I have my closing and my ending music again. So then what you have to do is go edit, select all, and that'll highlight all 5 files in this case, but typically there's 6. And then I go tracks, align end to end. And now they're stacked on top of each other, end to end. So then I will go File, Export Audio, and now I've got my entire file complete with all of the pieces that I created to create it. And you'll see here are my final files. So typically, like here, you'll see that's the fast first draft. I'll do a first draft, send it out, or I'll do a first draft, exit it out, and then re-import it and create the final. So then, you know, with this one, we'll just call it tutorial. And now I'm going to save it. And they'll be mixed down to one channel so that you get audio and microphone lined up. And here's another trick that I wanted to show you also. So it's exporting my file. It's not going to close yet. But up here, when you're using the USB port, the VTech adapter for your headphone set that has the microphone and the headphone, you have to choose the USB or your microphone and your headphones won't work properly. So then, now that I've mixed that out, I will close this. It's going to ask me if I want to save it, and I don't because I've already saved it. I'll go back to my Audacity file, and I'll import my audio. And here's tutorial. I'm importing it now. And now if I back out really far, you'll see Marichelle's is only about 14 minutes long. You'll see that I've got all of my different files lined up here now. All of them. So if I wanted to go in and edit, and like I told you, I typically will zoom in to the 15-second mark. So here you see 15, 30, 45. This gives me good space to start editing. And when I want to cut things, I have to highlight it like this, make sure it's like that. There's my hand, and now I just hit delete, and it's gone. And that's how you will edit out any of your confusing features, any of your mistakes that you made, any of your blank spaces. You know, my first draft, I typically go through, do that stuff, and then my second draft, I try to go in and get the ums and the uhs and the buts and the ifs and that kind of stuff out. But if you don't have a clear margin on those things and it runs into another word, you typically can't get those out. So, I don't stress myself out too much about the editing, but, I try to do the best that I can. So then I go export audio again once I've finished all of those, and I'll call this one tutorial final. And it'll ask me my questions again. It'll save it all again. And that's how you create your audio file. Okay, so now if I want to load it to SoundCloud, I'm going to go to my SoundCloud file. And here I'm already logged in. So I'm going to go to the SMP profile. And here you'll see I got to fix the logo. It's really terrible. I think Anita just sent me a new one. But here's all of our podcasts. So we've got the AARP Fraud Watch up there. We've got FAST right now. We've got the new CMS cards. We've got the entire podcast about the SMP program itself. And then we have the very first podcast that we did with Jason Turner, which is Medicare versus Medicaid fraud. So this is what we've got up here right now. We don't have a lot of time left. If I go to our statistics, I think that's where I can see how much we have time left for. I don't know where I found it, but I've been trying to keep track of how much time we have. So here you'll see we have 46 minutes left. So we only really have enough room for maybe 1 or 2 more podcasts before I have to start pulling these down. And that's easy. I've already uploaded them all to the shared drive, but, that's what it's going to take. So if you want to put yours up here, you're going to go to Upload, choose your file, and upload it. And it should be your final. And that's what I do then. And then in order to put it on the Cove shared drive, I'll go in and just so that you should be doing this with your VPN on. Then I go into Cove Video, and you'll see down here is podcasts. Go in there, and you'll see that I've got the podcasts up now. So that's basically what you have to do. And then, if I want to go and copy the link to be able to promote it, you come down here. So we'll go with you go share, and down here is where it will give you your link to post wherever you want to do it. You can send it as a message. You can embed it. I typically just share it. So that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully we are good to go.